3 months ago, I uncovered my wife's betrayal, and her response wasn't remorse or shame, but a cold-blooded ultimatum. Leave me, and I'll make sure you leave with nothing. The words stung, not just because of their cruelty, but because they revealed how little I truly meant to her. When I confided in my stepdaughter, the girl I had raised like my own, she didn't show concern. She laughed, mocked me. You? Seriously? Your salary's a joke. I don't even know why she chose you. That was the moment something inside me shattered. I didn't argue, didn't plead. I turned away, calm on the outside, a storm within. I initiated the divorce and walked away from the life I had built for them, left them with only what they deserved, the weight of their own choices. I began to rebuild, quietly, determinedly, but the memory of that night still haunts me like a jagged scar. Raw, aching. It started with the scent of an unfamiliar cologne on Emily's coat. She brushed it off, claimed it was from work, but her eyes began to shift whenever I asked questions. Her late-night work calls, the way her body tensed when I entered a room, it all began to form a picture I didn't want to see. Emily and I had been together for 7 years. I entered her life after the wreckage of her first marriage. She came with her 12-year-old daughter, Lily, and I accepted them both wholeheartedly. I was more than a husband. I was a mentor, a father figure, a constant presence. I helped Lily with homework, stayed up with her when she had a fever, talked her through heartbreaks and school problems. I thought that love would mean something, that loyalty mattered, but love, I've learned, can evaporate like ink on parchment left in the rain. When affection turns to indifference, and dedication is mistaken for weakness, all the vows in the world begin to crumble. On a gray, wet Wednesday, I confronted her. I'd found hotel receipts tucked into her gym bag, booked under a name I'd never heard. Emily didn't even blink. She poured herself a glass of wine, her tone steady, her gaze detached. What's the problem? You haven't satisfied me in years. I stood there, stunned. Her words were colder than winter steel. You could have told me, I whispered. You could have ended this with dignity. Instead, you threatened to take everything. She smirked, wine swirling in her glass. Try leaving. I'll take it all. But she underestimated me. She thought I'd crumble. What she didn't know was that I had already spoken to a divorce attorney weeks earlier when the first cracks began to show. The house was in my name, purchased before the marriage. The cars were leased under my company. My late mother's trust fund was locked away, inaccessible to her. She thought she'd strip me down to nothing. Instead, she walked away with a suitcase and a future she couldn't afford. Lily, who once clung to my hand in the dark, chose mockery over memory. She couldn't stay with her mother, and her biological father offered her nothing more than a couch and cold detachment. The man Emily cheated with disappeared the moment things got complicated. Just a fleeting thrill for him, never more. Now, months later, I've settled into a quiet home on the edge of town. It's small, but it's mine, peaceful, a place where I can finally breathe. I've begun seeing someone new, Sarah. She's gentle, intelligent, grounded. A social worker with soft eyes and a heart that listens. Then the messages started. Emily's texts came in at 2:00 a.m. Can we talk? Just dinner, please. I didn't reply. Lily sent emails, no apologies, just demands. College is expensive. You said I was like your own. How convenient, now that the money had dried up. Then, one evening, Emily appeared at my doorstep. She looked like a ghost of herself, smeared makeup, sunken cheeks, eyes wet with unshed tears. I messed up, she whispered. I thought I was chasing better, but I lost the only man who ever cared. I let her speak for 5 minutes. She blamed it all on feeling invisible, said Lily didn't mean what she said, that it was a mistake. She reached out to touch my hand. I stepped back and handed her a folder, photos, receipts, screenshots, messages she sent bragging about how she'd ruin me and walk away by winter. Her face crumbled. I wanted to believe it was a lapse in judgment, I said evenly, but this was a strategy. You prepared for war while I was still trying to hold the pieces together. She sobbed, this time genuinely. But tears don't erase betrayal. You didn't just lose a husband, Emily, I told her. You destroyed the only man who would have walked through fire for you. I shut the door. And this time, I felt free. Days later, HR called. An anonymous misconduct complaint had been filed against me. Baseless, vague, but the ID team traced it straight to Emily's new apartment. When desperation sets in, dignity fades. Then she contacted Sarah, called her to warn. He's not who you think. He abandoned us. Sarah, calm as ever, replied, "You're confusing a man who escaped betrayal with a man who abandons his family. There's a difference." Emily hung up, but it didn't end there. I received a call from the wife of Emily's affair partner Mark. Turns out, Emily was one of 4 women he had on the hook. One was pregnant. He disappeared, left the state, left them all behind. Emily soon faced eviction. No job, no money. Lily's tuition went unpaid. She dropped out. Her father wouldn't help. They were left drifting in the ruins they created. Then came Emily's letter, 8 pages, handwritten. She poured her soul onto the paper. Regret, loneliness, claimed she felt trapped, invisible, that she made a mistake, that Lily missed me, that maybe we couldn't be a family, but maybe we could talk. I kept the letter, not to forgive, but as a monument to the strength it took to walk away. Then Lily showed up. She found Sarah at her office, waited hours in the rain, followed her to the car, cried, pleaded. "He was the only dad I had. Please tell him I'm sorry." Sarah didn't waver. "He heard you the first time," she said. "He just finally believed you." Lily tried to hand her a letter. Sarah declined. That night, I found an envelope tucked under my wiper blade. Inside were photographs, me and Lily building a snowman, her sleeping against my shoulder, a Father's Day card. "You're my hero. Thanks for choosing me." No note, just memories. I didn't cry, but I remembered everything. Every time I stayed up all night for them. Every birthday I made special. Every moment I bit my tongue to keep peace. Last night, they both came, standing in the rain, clutching a tattered photo album. "We have nowhere else," Emily murmured. Lily didn't speak, just stared at the ground. "You don't owe us anything," she said softly. "But you were the only one who ever showed up." I looked at them, at the album, and I nodded. "You're right. I showed up. I gave you love, time, shelter, and you set it all on fire." Emily's voice trembled. "Please, we know we don't deserve forgiveness. We're just asking for friendship." I raised my hand. "I'm not here to fix the people who broke me." And I closed the door, this time for good. They didn't just lose a man. They lost a future, a father, a partner, a protector. And I lost the ones who taught me the sting of betrayal. But from their ashes, I rose stronger, wiser, and I will never look back.